Um, it wouldn't be a normal day on social media without you seeing some creator telling you about this game changing new tool. And doing what I do for nearly a decade and a half, I have seen my fair share of more and more tools. And obviously, AI now is the big deal. And, there's many merits of AI. But what I see a lot of is, and this is just something I see, and maybe you identify with this as well, is human beings love a good silver bullet, don't we? We love a good silver bullet. If this one thing, and we put all of our hopes on silver bullets, even though every person you meet will go, oh, it's so true, there are no silver bullets. There's no easy wins in life. And then we'll go, but this tool could be game changing. And I want to talk about why most lead generation fails, because I think this is something that's useful and will save you a ton of subscriptions. So right now we've got, before we get into something, before we get into the depths of this, let me first just address something. When a creator is promoting a tool, it's highly likely they are being paid in some way to promote that tool. So when you see a creator going, here's my tech stack, and this is what I use every day. I saw one the other day with 20 different tools, and I'm like, oh my God, it does not need that. And somewhere in the comments, there was hashtag paid ad or something like that. You have to understand, and you have to be a little bit skeptical that every tool you're seeing is probably being promoted, or somebody is making money from that post. Somebody is profiting from that tool being promoted. So when I see somebody saying, oh, this is my tech stack, I am always skeptical. One of these people with 20 different tools. That's number one. But number two, that it's not that the tool's overblown, but it's being sold as a miracle cure. And I'm not talking about any specific tool here, but I'd actually lump LinkedIn into this too. And every social platform. Tools are only as good as the person using them. And so if you're not getting leads right now, it's not a tool that's going to fix it. It's not ClickFunnels, it's not LinkedIn, it's not emails, it's not MailChimp, it's not an AI gadget. None of those things will fix an absence of being able to get leads, because the reason most people are not getting leads has nothing to do with tools. And human beings, we love to externalize problems. We love to externalize issues that are holding us back. So, somebody has a challenge and they go, what can I get to fix that problem? You see this in many different industries. People will buy sticking plasters to solve a problem, when actually often it's not a sticking plaster will do it. So I see this quite a bit where companies will buy workshops to kind of improve sales, but the reality is they need actually a change in culture. So people buy sticking plasters, and tools are just sticking plasters. If you're not getting leads right now, right, it has nothing to do with a tool. So the next time you see a creator saying this tool will flood you with leads, if you're not getting leads right now, if you buy that tool, I can pretty much guarantee you will not get leads. So humans do kind of externalize the problems that they have. And they'll buy new AI tools, they'll buy courses, they'll buy automations, they'll buy lead gen services, all to solve a problem that actually is the wrong problem. The real problem is right under their nose. So if you think about it, Do you need a tool, ClickFunnels? Do you need a newfangled AI tool to actually get leads or clients? No. You could literally message one person. You could create a Google Doc. There's loads of different basic things you could be doing to get leads. If those basic things are not working, no amount of tools you bolt on, clever stuff you bolt on will actually fix that. Because the issue of why you're not getting leads is actually more about your input. And this is the uncomfortable bit. It's the way you're thinking about getting leads that's the problem. And I see this all the time. People say to me, Dean, you're good at LinkedIn. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I've just been using it successfully. What I am very good at is understanding my customer. And if you understand your customer deeply, the tool is just a means to land your message. Yeah, it's just a tool to land your message. But many people think that actually a bad message, a bad way of thinking about your customers actually will be fixed by a tool, and it won't. And I see this all the time, right? People going, I was on Reddit yesterday and somebody said, nobody's engaging with my content. So they immediately resorted to, what can I do on LinkedIn to fix that? Should I be outbound commenting more? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? How can I get the algorithm to like me? Externalizing the problem. If nobody's engaging on your content, as much as I don't like this sometimes, because I post some things that don't kind of work the way I thought, the first thing is that content is not resonating with the people who see it. It's not resonating. Yeah, that's not a tool issue. That's not an algorithm issue. That's a me issue. I have wrote something and not thought about what this is about and how this will help and how people will engage with it. So I do this, you do this, is we look for the external to solve something that's actually a clarity or a thinking issue in ourselves. And so, it's much more emotionally convenient to basically go, I'll buy a $50 tool because that will fix it. When actually the underlying problem is my thinking. It's my thinking. It's the way I'm understanding my customer, my audience, what matters for them, what will resonate for them. And, many of times, sometimes I wonder, do I run my accelerator? Is it really a LinkedIn program? Or is it actually helping people understand their customer program? Because there's two ways that you can make any social platform work. There's two ways. Way number one is you get really, really smart and good at the platform itself. Like you understand every little nut and bolt of how it works and you know every little detail of how it works. Personally, from my own point of view, I find that overwhelming. Having to do that all the time, oh my God, right? And I'm on LinkedIn like all the time. Or Facebook or Instagram. Imagine having to just keep up with all those changes, all those adaptions all the time. Oh my God, hell of a job. That's one way. The other way is to really deeply know your customer. Understand how they think, what their initial reactions are, what's going through their heads, what their emotions are, really thinking through their world and thinking as if you're in their world and creating your message, your content, everything you're doing from their perspective. That is a way to win. Or there's the tool. And very often people will outsource or they'll buy a tool thinking that that's going to give them some kind of edge, when in reality, the edge is really deeply understanding your customer. That is algorithm proof. That's platform proof. That's tool proof. That will work anywhere. Yeah, that if you start really talking like you understand your customer, sharing like that, the algorithms will get you in the right places. And that's not comfortable. It's not comfortable for me when a post bombs. I did one yesterday and I thought it was a good post and it actually completely bombed. It's not comfortable because you have to go, I missed the mark. I was thinking about me and not about my audience and what matters to them. And if you want more leads, before you go and invest in more subscriptions and more tools and more gadgets and all that stuff, think about, do I really understand my customer? Yeah. And there's two ways to know a customer. You can know a customer from the outside in. In other words, I can see them and observe them. And there's knowing them from the inside out. If you want to get really good at capturing leads, if you want to get really good at selling what you're doing, you need to know them from the inside out. You need to see the world from their perspective. And that takes time and investment. That's you really deeply working to understand them. But that will make you tool proof, lead gen proof, AI proof, algorithm proof, all of that stuff. All of the, oh my God, I need to do another LinkedIn course or another Instagram course, or I need a power hour with another Instagram guru. All of that falls away when you deeply understand your customer from the inside out, not the outside in. The outside in goes, I can see the problems you're making and I understand you from the expert's perspective. But to actually get your customers, you have to go from the inside out. What will drive them to act now? What's really motivating them right now? And the closer you are to their perspective and their world, the more you'll resonate. And so I thought I'd come on this morning because so many people, I'm not saying AI is bad. I'm not in this kind of, oh, forget AI, it's evil. I love AI. I use it all the time. But it won't help you fix a problem that is actually a fundamental issue of, I don't understand my customer from the inside out. I understand them from the outside in, which is different. It's a different perspective. It's like a doctor talking to a doctor about a patient versus a doctor talking with a patient, and a different language, different terminology, different perspective. So just remember, as I wrap up this, I'm doing a shift in my coffee shop today. Remember this. No tool is absolutely essential until you understand your customer well enough. If you can get leads with a Google Doc and a simple message, you can scale to tools. But if you're using tools to replace that fundamental understanding, you will be deeply disappointed. And then the final thing is, remember, all these tools that are being promoted, creators saying, here's my tech stack, this tool's game changing. Remember, most of the time, they're being paid to say it. So don't trust fully. Don't jump on a hype bandwagon of somebody saying something so cool it'll change your life. Remember that they are motivated, financially usually, to actually tell you how great something is. Go and do your research. And also, if you weren't thinking you needed it, don't buy it. I'm terrible for this. Somebody goes, oh, this changed the game. And then I go, oh, maybe I should get that. No, am I actually looking for that right now? Is that something I actually need? So remember, AI tools are great, but actually what's better is you understanding your customer